Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we know FIFA is corrupt. It's been corrupt for years, and it's currently led by a man who many consider to be utterly entrenched in the corruption. And that's Gianni Infantino, which literally means Johnny the Child, which I think is his mafia name, perhaps, allegedly. Back in the day, a few years ago, under Step Ladder, there was a major controversy over the way that announced the Russian and Qatar World Cups and the fact that they chose them both together. And it was like the last action before Step Ladder went out and became so obviously paid off and bribed into doing it. And so they said then, okay, no, we're not doing it anymore. We're never naming two at once. We're only ever going to name one at a time. And that lasted precisely 0 World Cups because they've done it again. This time they've announced the 30 and 34 World Cups. And what a complete mess this is going to be. In 30, it will be Spain, Portugal and Morocco. Okay, I get that. That's fair enough. It's a European Cup. World Cup, except of course it's not. Morocco's in Africa, so it's a transnational World Cup, a transcontinental World Cup. But it's worse than that because the first 3 matches of that 2030 World Cup are going to be held in South America because it's the anniversary, the 100th anniversary World Cup, centenary games. So they want to do it back in South America as well. And okay, I don't have a problem with that. The logistics are going to be a bugger, aren't they? But I don't have a problem with that so much. And after all, South America, Spain and Portugal have a very long and deep and excellent football heritage. Morocco, not so much. But, you know, they do occasionally do quite well in the African Cup of Nations. But that's fine. That's there. So I don't really have a problem with that. However, they, at the same time, for the 2034 World Cup, named that great bastion of sport, Saudi Arabia. Oh, and Saudi Arabia, you're going to have to play in January. You can't play in December before Christmas or over Christmas because of, not Christmas, of course, no, they don't care about Christians, but because of Ramadan, the way that Ramadan works out. So they don't want it over Ramadan. And then you've got the Winter Olympics in the February, so you can't have it then. And so they've had to go for a January World Cup in the desert when it's going to hit 40 degrees. In a nation that is going to have to build stadiums using foreign slave labour. And we saw how many slave labourers died in Qatar. Do we think Saudi Arabia is any less? And what we're going to do about the human rights record of Saudi Arabia. How's that going to work? Where are these people going to go? What are they going to drink? Because foreign footballers, football players, as well as not football players, football fans, do like to have a lot of booze. It's part and parcel of the game, isn't it? We go, we drink, we watch the football, we drink. The Germans, the Brits, the Dutch, etc., whoever gets there. But not in Saudi Arabia. So it's going to be a shit World Cup. But it gets worse than that. Apart from the human rights problem and the drink problem, and what about gay people going to watch football problem? What about lesbians going to watch football problem? You know? And what about women out there who may want to drive? Husband's had a drink in the hotel or wherever it may be. The woman drives. It's illegal. You know, so what about a Jew wants to go there? If a Jewish footballer wants to go there. Imagine Israel gets through at the World Cup. That's going to be difficult, isn't it? All sorts of problems with that. But it gets worse. But this one is where the corruption really lies. Because after saying that we're never going to choose 2 World Cup venues at the same time again, that's precisely what they've done. But it hasn't been a set of 2 votes. You couldn't vote for the European hosts and against Saudi. The proposal that was put on the table is here's where the 2 World Cups are for the next 30 and 34. Vote yes or no. You can't say, okay, yes, we'll vote yes for Spain, Portugal and Morocco, but no, we don't want that. You have to either vote. If you're voting yes for Spain and Portugal and Morocco, then it also means yes to Saudi Arabia. Now, a lot of people are not happy. A lot of teams, a lot of associations are really unhappy with what's going on. Norway refuses to vote. The Norwegian Football Association says, no, we're not taking part in an obviously rigged, corrupt vote. Now FIFA are looking to take action against the Norwegian Football Association for bringing FIFA into disrepute by refusing to vote on this obviously rigged and obviously paid for, bribed, backsheeshed decision. What else is there to do? If it went to a vote, I'm pretty sure that everyone would vote for the Spain, Portugal and Morocco bid. You know, there's no problem with that. The problem is FIFA rules say that you can't have 2 host continents consecutively. They have had, but generally, if it goes, it's a European one year, it's a South American the next year, or American the next year, and then it's either got to be Africa, Asia, or Oceania. But because you've got the 2030 in Europe, it means it's got to be somewhere else. Now, Oceania, who else could afford the World Cup? I'm surprised Australia didn't go for it. I think Australia hosting it would have been most excellent. But nobody wanted it, you see. Or you could have had a split bid. Australia, New Zealand and Indonesia, something like that. That would have been acceptable. But Saudi Arabia, I mean, slave labour, human rights, and the fact that they don't have a football heritage. Yes, I know they buy players to go there, but they're not a footballing nation. And what about the fruity girls who turn up and, because every World Cup you get Creepy Dave, the old cameraman, always zooms in on, especially on the Swedish girl, or the Russian girl, whatever, all the good-looking girls and they zoom in and have a look at that, national parade of, norks. But no, apparently you won't be able to do that because the girls will have to cover up. No shit. In the grounds, the girls will still be expected to be covered. Women. Are you going to pay money to go to Saudi Arabia to watch football in 40 degree at least heat and not a chance of a beer afterwards? No, it's shit. Now, Johnny the Child, the little bald wanker of FIFA, needs to reconsider this. And we have a choice. We can vote. We can vote with our money. And we need to. Let's not go. Let's tell FIFA to go F themselves. We all stay at home, drink beer in our own houses and watch the football on the telly. And let the Saudis go F themselves. Thanks very much. Bye.